footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you a 2011 NFL Draft special on the defensive tackle position. We're going to go through my list 1 through 10 and also take a look at some sleepers as well as some small school prospects that you want to keep an eye on. So let's just jump right into my list and see who I have number 1 on my draft board.
Nick Fairley is your classic 3 technique type of defensive tackle, a guy that has enormous quickness, great hands, explosive first step. One thing that he has to improve on is his consistency. Some think he's a one-year wonder, but if he can prove to play like this year, every down in the NFL, he'll be special. Marcel Darius is a guy that's very versatile as a defensive tackle, a guy that can play the 5 technique in a 3-4, or the classic under tackle in the 4-3. Guy that has tremendous quickness, straight power. This guy could plow through blockers, a guy that's physical up front and makes a lot of big plays, should be a stud at the next level. Stephen Paye is quite possibly the strongest defensive tackle in this draft, a guy that just moves blockers with his hands, may get fooled a little bit on play action, but a guy that's going to be there play in, play out, and a consistent playmaker for any team that drafts him. Marvin Austin has first-round talent at North Carolina, a guy that was a tremendous player for the Tar Heels. Great use of his hands, has the ability to anchor down and control the line of scrimmage. He needs to get a little bit more discipline in his attacks. He can jump offside at times, but it's no doubting his talent should be a key playmaker at the next level. Phil Taylor out of Baylor is a classic nose tackle in the 3-4 defense, classic run stuffer, a guy that's very agile for his size. One thing that he has to improve on is he's a little bit inconsistent, so he has to get better with his technique, but no doubting the fact that he can come in right away for a 3-4 team and plug up the middle and open up opportunities for those pass rushers. Muhammad Wilkerson out of Temple is a guy that has tremendous pass rush ability from the defensive tackle position. Cat-like quickness reminds me a lot of Richard Seymour. One thing that he has to improve on, he tends to get a little high at times, but that can be coached up. No one is questioning his ability to get to the quarterback, and he has outstanding pursuit skills. Drake Nevis is a guy that has tremendous quickness from the defensive tackle position, plays with great intensity, reminds me a lot of Chris Hovan is in the way that he's active at the line of scrimmage, always has the ability to push the pocket. One thing that he has to work on is translating his weight room strength to on-field strength. He can get overpowered at times. That's due to bad leverage. Corey Legit out of Illinois is a guy that plays the run real well, sniffs out the run plays, has tremendous punch at the line of scrimmage, but he plays too high. He has to get better with his pad level, and that could be coached up as well. So he has to lower his pad level. That's the most important thing. Reminds me a lot of Ziggy Hood and what he could bring to the table. Iowa's Christian Ballard is a guy that has phenomenal athleticism, could be a 5 technique in the 3-4 defense, but has tremendous speed and quickness from the defensive tackle spot, and he can hold his own at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. Reminds me a lot of Luis Castillo that plays for the Chargers. Big man with quick feet. Kenrick Ellis out of Hampton is a guy that's 6'5", 330 pounds, can get a lot of push on the interior of the defensive line, and it reminds me a lot of Shaun Rogers of the New Orleans Saints. Now here's some other defensive tackle prospects you want to look out for. Start with Jarrell Poe out of Ole Miss, a guy that is very, very strong at the point of attack. The only problem is he lacks the intensity throughout the game. That has to improve if he wants to be dominant at the next level. Jarrell Casey out of USC is a guy that plays with a high motor, tremendous athleticism. He uses his hands real well, plays with a lot of hustle. So this is a guy that's going to always be in the right spot because of the way he plays the game, and should have a long career at the next level. Jarvis Jenkins out of Clemson is a guy that has tremendous space-eating ability, but not only can he do that, he can also provide good penetration up the middle of a defense and has excellent pursuit skills. Sion Fua out of Stanford is a guy that has excellent lateral ability, so he can pursue real well. He's limited athletically, but a guy that is going to bring his lunch pail to play each and every down. Some small college defensive tackle prospects that you want to look out for. Cedric Thornton out of Southern Arkansas is a guy that has amazing athleticism, very long arms, good size, good burst. One thing he has to work on is his conditioning, and he has to work on a wide variety of pass rushing moves in order to make it at the next level as a defensive tackle. Martin Parker out of Richmond is a guy that reminds me a lot of Leroy Glover because of the fact that he has tremendous burst off the line of scrimmage. He lives in the opponent's backfield. Very, very smart player, cerebral guy, should have a nice career at the next level. Terrell White is a guy that dominated the FCS level, should have an opportunity to play the 5 technique in the 3-4. Very, very versatile playmaker for North Carolina Central. Other defensive tackle prospects that you want to look out for that has a chance: Ian Williams, a guy out of Notre Dame, should be a solid player at the next level. For more draft prospect rankings, visit footballgameplan.com/draft, or to see more draft prospect videos, visit youtube.com/footballgameplan, and check out the Football Game Plan radio show Saturdays at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan, airing 11 a.m. Eastern Time.